Welcome to the link on this week's edition, and we hope you enjoyed and benefited a lot from the discussion we had on financial crime and on how guys who are involved in fraud target you on the phone. This week we're discussing water. We all know that, or you might have heard, that there's a multi-million-dollar Katosi project. National Water claims it's now online and water is flowing in the pipes already. But we want to talk to them on, is it true it's flowing, and how is it going to affect you, the water user, and who is going to benefit from Katosi project? And online with Zoom, we have Mr. Mahmoud Lutaya, who is the General Manager, Kampala Water. Mr. Lutaya, welcome.
Thank you.
We have a few minutes, so we go straight to the point. When is Katosi project coming, and what changes should users prepare for?
Thank you very much, first of all, for the opportunity. I want to assure the users Katosi project is already on, and a number of people are already benefiting from it, especially the residents of Mukono, Seta, Sonde, Namgongo, Achaliwajala, Ulindo, and Sasa. They are already connected to the Katosi project. Yesterday we had the water reach Naguru, so it means that also some of the customers in Chanja, Chiwatule are already benefiting from the Katosi project. Today we're trying to make sure that also those people in Gayaza and Kasanga also are connected. So a big number of people are already connected to the Katosi project. Next week, around on Monday, that's when we're having the official handover, and National Water will be fully in charge of the operating the system.
Okay, very well. So projects like these, which cost money, millions of dollars, seek to recover their investment through user tariffs.
Yes.
Is the user going to bear the brunt of the tariffs as the one to carry the burden?
Yes, this project has been fully financed by the government of Uganda through a loan from the French Development Agency, the European Investment Bank, and KfW. So the government secured the loan and passed on the money to National Water through a grant. So in principle, it's not the user that are going to pay back the money, but what is expected is that the project is going to definitely boost the financial muscle and capacity of the corporation, so that the corporation is able to expand services to different parts of the country. So there will be the recovery. Also, we are aware that the tariff we have in the country, especially in our towns, the operate is not a full cost recovery. So it's not expected that the users are going to pay back the loan through user fees.
So we can say indirectly, this is government to the people of Uganda.
Yeah, it's part of the government's vision for 2040 of making sure that every Ugandan has access to safe water.
Okay, Mr. Lutaya, are we going to see some bills rise? And here, I mean, some people in Kira municipality, for instance, have not been having water. Now there may be water. Are bills going to rise? What's the expectations?
I think there are two perspectives. There are people who haven't been having water, but they've been spending a lot on water. So you find that people have been buying Bowsers, they're been buying jerry cans at high prices. So those people are going to experience a drop in the expenses or the money they've been spending on water, because all of a sudden now they have to get water at a very cheap price. But also on the other hand, if you haven't been getting water, it means that the bills that you've been receiving from National Water have been practiced. For some customers, been zero bills because you haven't been giving them water. So the money you pay to National Water for some of the customers is going to somehow increase, because all of a sudden you have reliable supply and water is being got at what I would say a very affordable price.
Okay, very well. When water comes from a new system, there might be infrastructure challenges. So from the standpoint of a user, a home, might I expect some problems with my infrastructure with all this water now coming up and pressure issues?
The way our systems are designed, and also the way we design the system, is make sure that as much as possible, we maintain some acceptable pressures within the distribution system. So for the customers that have used the right quality of materials when they are doing their plumbing for their homes, they're not going to experience any challenges. But also we know there are customers that might not have used good quality materials, yeah? And we know there are so many substandard materials on the market. So those customers might have challenges where they might have to change some of the materials. But what we've been advising our customers to check their systems, because all of a sudden there's what I can imagine a system that hasn't been receiving water at all. There could be possibilities that you have leakages, you have pipes breaking. So we've been advising all our customers in those areas that are now getting reliable supply to check their systems for possible leakages. And where you have challenges, our officers have been available to provide support to our dear customers.
Yes, we know Katosi is coming on, and there was Gaba. So who is going to get water from Katosi, and what's going to happen to Gaba?
There are people who are going to benefit directly from the Katosi system, and others are somehow going to benefit indirectly. Mainly the people to benefit directly from the Katosi system are the customers in the eastern and northeastern part of Kampala. So the customers in Mukono, the customers in Seta, like I mentioned earlier, parts of Chireka, the customers in Namugongo, Sonde, Nabusugwe, Chaliwajara, Namugongo, Mbarwa, Bulindo, and Sasa, Kasangati, Gayaza, Namere. Those customers are going to directly benefit from the Katosi project. Chiwatule, the people who have been supplied by the Naguru supply system, all those ones are going to get water directly from the Katosi project. But also there are customers that are going to benefit indirectly, because now all of a sudden we have enough water in Gaba. So the customers in Wakiso, in Nansana, that originally in Chengera, Budo, that have been again having water supply challenges. Now the water that originally we were sending to Chaliwajara is now available to make sure that again all those people have reliable water supply. But also what we've done, our system has been designed such that it's still integrated. So if you have a problem in Gaba, we're able to at least make sure that most customers can get from Katosi. If our problem in Katosi, a number of customers can still get water from Gaba. So Gaba is still in use. It's still a very important project. Now we have the capacity to expand our services. In the last, I think, 2 years, 3 years, the areas we had stopped expansion because we didn't have enough water. Now we can expand our services to make sure that at least all the people within Greater Kampala have water.
Give us some timelines of sorts. We know Katosi is on, and there's going to be an official handing over next week. But all these things you have described, how long are they going to take for people? You have promised people they are going to be excited, but they are going to wait 1 week, 2 weeks to say, they were telling us lies. Give us a time frame. When will these things settle so that people in Budo even can have water?
Like I said, there are people who are already benefiting, you know, and the people of Mukono, they're benefiting. But also there are some areas where we have to do network upgrades. There are areas like customers where we have to do extensions. Those ones might not benefit immediately, but most of the customers where we already have infrastructure, they're already benefiting. And I would say in the next 2 months, 1 month, 2 months, then we'll make sure that everyone at least have access. But already a big percentage of the customers already on the network. And next week we have the official handover, and National will be fully in charge of operating the system. And for us, what we've been doing in the last 1 week and what we're going to continue doing in the next 2 or 3 weeks is to make sure that we follow up and check to make sure that every customer already is receiving water. Whoever is supposed to receive should already be receiving.
Finally, Mr. Lutaya, in about 40 seconds, take me through how do I make sure that I preserve water? Because the link is to educate people. I preserve water so that my bill does not swell and I become unhappy now that we have more water. A few tips.
Yeah. Yes, I think this is now the challenge most customers are going to get, because you know in times of scarcity, we all tend to be very conservative in the way we use certain resources. Now, in terms of abundancy, that's when you become again wasteful. So customers will experience cases all of a sudden that you have 24-hour water supply. Then you start using the water to wash your cars, to garden, to water your gardens, and find all different reasons to use the water. So what we've been encouraging and advising our customers that use water sparingly so that, again, your bill doesn't shoot up. You know, there's a number of tips you can use. I know we have the kids, especially during this lockdown. You have kids at home, you know, every time they are flushing the toilets. You have cars at home, you want to wash your cars 3 times, 2 times a day. You want to water your gardens. So we also still been advising customers still to harvest their water so that you can use rainwater to do certain activities, and then you use the drinking water to, you know, for the national water to do those activities that are critical. So it's advised that we're giving customers. We advise also customers to visit our website. We try to highlight some of the tips on how you can save water in your home. And we hope customers will follow some of these tips, because what we don't want, again, is a case whereby the customers are not able, again, to afford the services, yet they are very affordable.
And you bring for them the police. And dear
No
viewers,
police.
and dear viewers, when you are brushing your teeth, do not leave the tap running. Thank you very much, Mr. Mahmoud Rutaya, the General Manager, Kampala Water, for those, and we are waiting for the water. Those who have been crying, water is coming, you have heard the man. That was the link. Thank you for joining us tonight.
They should pay